Oh man, I like Will Sasso, like a like a younger version, younger. All right. Uh, there are like so many points in your life where you're like where you want to do something new. You want to do something that's like I don't know, just something different. Something that's missing from my situation. There's one thing that's missing from my situation, and that's a steady know-how to do something, I guess. I think the most times I try to I'll try to look an event through in the eyes and or a series of events in the eyes and kind of like. But I'm not sure that's like what everyone else does too. They try to see through a different perspective and try to come up with problem-solving situation. I'm probably gonna jump this ramp that's right here. It's not a ramp, but man, just I'm gonna go online. So there's like a basic structural concept that I have in my own mind about what I want to do with my website. And that structural concept is oh shit. How the fuck did that happen? I just bought a freaking I just bought it. This bullshit. I do have a membership. That's fucking crazy. Alright, so I'm just gonna play the story. The more I think about what I want, the more I realize that I'm under equipped to be able to deal with this stuff. To be able to come up with a concept or something like that, to be able to composition my work in a good way, and to be able to make my mascot kind of reflect that, I guess. And those are fireworks outside. The more I look at a wait, hold on. Alright, the more I look at the problem at hand, the more I'm like, I need to stop focusing on this so much, because if I focus on just making my website available, then I might not focus on something else, I guess. I'm like focusing too hard, I guess. I think that's what I'm doing. I need to find out what I'm gonna put on my website after I have it up as well. That's why I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff, and I'm probably gonna inform people who want to watch. You know, people who want to watch. I get angry sometimes, but I think that was my medicine talking. There are sometimes I don't know. I guess places I want to go to be able to do different things I want to show, and if I have the rights to do that, then eventually sponsorships and advertisement revenue, and I'll make a pretty good amount every month for a little while, and then I'll probably start having to charge a little bit more as my website expands, and yeah, it'd be pretty tight. I really wish that they didn't charge for internet service anymore. You already get charged for internet, so it's like PlayStation should come up with their own internet service if they're going to do all that, or Sony should come up with their own internet service. I think a lot of companies that are doing the TVs and stuff like that are in actuality owned by a lot of conglomerates, or the subsidiaries are owned by them, not the actual company. But I needed this car. I'm gonna go do some stuff. So where's my friggin' thing at? Point of interest. There are, I can count on my hand the amount of times that I've tried to get somewhere in life and literally just lost my entire want to be able to do anything. It's not because I'm depressed or anything like that, it's just because it's like I feel like, what am I going to do afterwards, you know? What am I going to do to top that, or to be able to make sure that I can realize a goal and have a step system, you know? And I think that's probably the reasons why I don't need a lot of guidance, but I've found that the more I realize my goals, I realize my my things, the more I'm alright, there's a dude in my car. Just gonna realize that. Hopefully that gets taken care of by the game. And I want to smoke a cigarette because I like cigarettes. And I don't like smoking straight nicotine. People don't know the health benefits of cigarettes. It may be carbon dioxide, but people don't understand that what does it do? It's like it gets rid of carcinogens inside of your body as well. Sometimes a carcinogen, because like if you notice that like there's a virus, like if you get a virus, somebody puts another virus in your body to be able to combat that virus, or a different mutated version of it that basically helps your system sometimes. I don't know. But basically that's the reason why I think that I hate people who talk down about smoking. They don't know. They don't understand. They don't realize that it's not the nicotine sometimes that you're actually addicted to. It's the feeling. It's like It's the puff. Like, if there was no nicotine in this, if there was absolutely no nicotine in this, I'd still do it. Like, absolutely none. Like, I've smoked dry as fuck cigarettes before. Like, cigarettes that have been sitting out and the nicotine literally just has dissipated. It could be the driest thing ever. I'd still smoke it. I want to quit, but just trying to get stuff, man. And I guess I'm used to hanging out in bars, and I think I kind of made this girl think that I was a creepo. I did that. Didn't mean to. Maybe she doesn't think I'm a creep. Maybe she just has a kid. And also, that's like that's a flag there for me. Like, I really don't want to date a woman that has children, because we're never going to go out. And when we do go out, there's always going to be that whole worrying thing. I can't find a woman with children. My mom told me before I even went out to date, don't get a woman with children. Don't do it. You're going to think that she's amazing and awesome, and then you're going to realize that the facade that she put on to be able to get you was just that, a facade. It was just a smile and the fact that she was able to go out that day, and that's the reason why she was in such a good mood when she met you. Not to say that it's bad or anything like that, like, or women with children, oh my god. No, it's fine. It's okay, it's great. I mean, I could date a woman with a child, but she has to be still fun, free, and outgoing. So when the child is like 14 or 15, maybe 16, when the child starts watching himself and he's able to take care of himself at home sometimes, when he's home alone or something like that, 16 years old is when that becomes like a thing. But then you have to watch out for like is she going to be reintroduced into her life and like kind of make up for time lost, because you have to think about that as well. Like, a lot of women I noticed that have had children, they don't know what to do whenever they're done. They try to like act like they want another child, or they say they want another kid or something like that. And that's the reason why I stopped talking to them, because I don't want a kid immediately. I don't want to get a kid immediately. I want to enjoy the time I have and create a bond that will last for the frickin' ages, you know? Will last for forever. Like, create a bond that will last like I want to enjoy my time with someone. I don't want to immediately go out and get like married anymore. I don't want to run away from the fact that I want a family. And I don't know, just that's where I think I was headed sometimes. And I think that the girl that I weirded out, I guess I weirded her out on purpose, because I didn't want to be with her if she had a kid. I just didn't want to be with her, so I just did something stupid or embarrassing, I guess, because I thought that it was too good to be true. Because, and every woman says that she's, oh, I'm outgoing, I'm fun. She's like, but no, you're not. You study 12 hours a day because you don't have time. And then when you're not studying, you're taking care of your kid. So just realize you're not outgoing. I don't want a woman that's going to force me to go out with her or something like that. It's going to like, but I want a woman that's going to like she's going to make me want to go out with her. Like, without trying. Without saying, hey, I'm going out to this area thing. Do you want to come? I'm just be like, no, I mean, I don't want to, like, it's like, I want you to get excited about being that, you know? And it sounds girlish or sounds feminine, I guess, but I want her to be excited about her life. And that's hard, I guess, to find sometimes, because there's women out there that are available, but not emotionally available. They don't get excited about things. They just go through the motions, and they think that's living. And I mean, for them, that they can do that. But for me, to be able to spend time with me and to want to spend time with them, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna want them to be around me when they're an emotional neutral, you know. When I can't just look at their face and say they're beautiful. I want to see a smile on their face sometimes. I want them to be happy that they're doing something and happy that they're around. I don't want to see their. I don't want to. And basically, I think that when some women smile, they're just like, they're not putting on a face, but they're exaggerating their emotions sometimes. And it gets to me, you know. It gets to me like, is she really like thinking like that? Like, I mean, there's actually the thought in my head that if she's not enjoying this, like, she would say something, wouldn't she? And that's where it comes to a freaking head. And I'm just like, do I really want to be with a woman who's not going to tell me when something needs to happen? Who's not going to be able to break down the wall of oh, we're having a good time, and say, oh my God, we need to do something about this now, or be someone that will be like upfront with me about how they feel, about what they feel, and maybe even say like, or maybe I just stank that day or something, you know? Maybe I didn't take a shower that day, so I probably stank. I didn't take a shower that morning, I guess. I took a shower the night before, but I'm sweaty. I sweat in my bed sometimes, and I get musty, so it's okay. But I'm not bad at wanting someone. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that realizing that it's not a fantasy world, you know. It's not something that, like, that's why I didn't wind up with my high school sweetheart, the girl that I really liked on in high school, and it's because she was all about the fantasy. She was all about the realization of fantasy. I know that there is a possibility for fantasy, and I realized that fantasizing about a fantasy or anything like that, or having the perfect moment or the perfect day or something like that is a thing. But I don't want that moment to just be fleeting, you know. I want every moment to be that one moment, you know. I want every moment to be able to have that bond of like a sense of humor or something like that. And that's why I think it lasted so long, is because my ex-wife, she was funny. She was really funny. Like, she was really hilarious in some cases. I thought she was hilarious. And then I just realized that she was making up for the shit that had happened to her in a while, and then that's the reason why she stopped trusting me, because I kept laughing, or I kept saying that, oh, you didn't do anything, or that didn't matter, or something like that, and I was just messing with her. But she looked at me like as if I was saying the truth or something like that. Like when we did anal, you know? Like, I said, you loved it, and then I was just messing with her. That's why man, people don't get my sense of humor sometimes, and they don't understand where I'm coming from. And I want a woman to be able to understand that. Like, I want a woman that's going to understand me having that, like, idea of myself. Just like, I'm confused, it's funny, and that's my personality. I'm confused about stuff, you know? I'm confused about where I stand on an issue. I'm confused about how I stand on an issue, or how I stand on the fence when an issue is something that I don't like. And I want to be able to like joke with someone when an issue is around me, but I just like it's not two-faced to me. It's not two-faced to me to be able to joke about a situation when I'm inside of it. It's just not. It's not two-faced to me. I'm not two-faced, I don't believe. I give people chances. And I want them to fix their life, especially when they're feeling like they're down or they're feeling like they're troubled or something. Like, I want her to fix her life. I really do. And that doesn't mean we're going to be together or anything like that, or I think that we're going to be together. I don't care about that part because I don't care. And that's how I know that I don't want to be together anymore with her. That's how I know that it's not going to work out whenever I think about how many times we laughed over the same thing, or it's just not going to work. I know that. It's not going to work, and that's the truth. And no matter what I think, no matter how I think it, it's not going to bring back those moments, and it's not going to even bring back her from where she is now, because she's probably even just a different person, or a different person than what she was. She's either getting closer to what got her pain in the first place as far as her trauma, or she's completely ignoring it, and sometimes if you ignore it long enough, then it just goes away. You know? Like, if you ignore it and you put on a smile, then sometimes it just stops. And if that's the way that she wants to live, or if there's a way that she wants to live that's close to that, then I'm happy for her. I really am. But I couldn't bear to stay with her one more moment, because every single joke we ever had was turning into some sort of accusation, and most of it was on my side of the thing. It's like you don't hang out with people who are like a different race than you. You don't hang out with people who are like, and you may do that at school, but you don't have any friends. Like, you don't really have any friends. That's what I noticed about her. She was put on a face for everyone except me, and I was just that one dude in a niche pocket, to where I'd freaking see her and we both laugh about a certain situation, but then in certain parts I wasn't laughing, or most parts I wasn't laughing. I didn't find it extremely helpful or even fun in my life. Whenever we would like talk about stuff, she'd laugh about something and I wouldn't laugh. Like, she'd laugh about something. We just had nothing in common. For the most part, we based our relationship off of sex and the fact that she was getting divorced. And it's sad, I guess, but I guess that's the way that I felt about that situation. But when I think about what I want to do for my website, it's what I want to put on, what I want to represent me for my life, and what I want to be able to do, and the fact that I want to make fun of my own disability, because I really want to laugh, and I want to be able to laugh about a situation in my life that's made no sense whatsoever, and somehow even caused me harm, and I want to be able to laugh again, like, about those situations. And maybe the problem was with me. Maybe I just maybe I was too hard of a soul to be able to feel like I was maybe I was just really maybe I'd already made those jokes, and I already laughed at those jokes, and they were old to me. Maybe I just thought that she was just coming into her life sometimes, and I was in the back seat trying to tell her where to go, and every single time that she'd bring me to the front seat, she'd be like, "Get a job," and all this other different stuff, and I'm just like, "Hey, are you still there? Like, I know I have to get a job. I know I need to be able to work for myself. But are you going to be there for me when I get a job? Are you going to be there for me like I was there for you?" I expected her to meet me halfway, and I drove her to work. I drove her to school every single day that she needed to go. She even graduated while we were still together. And she started cutting hair. She tried to pay off her license, but she didn't. She wanted to work at Walmart, and I'm just like, you're not supposed to work at Walmart. You're of a higher caliber than you working at Walmart. She was of a higher caliber of hairstylist. She could do better. She could do way better, and she got like stuff on her hands because of the fact that, I mean, there was fucked up stuff that was there. Their health code is not, sometimes that's the reason why no one gets their haircut at Walmart unless they're like desperate for a haircut or their dude didn't show up that day, you know? I'm gonna go lay down. Probably gonna, but my ass is asleep. But, oh man, I think that the most part of our relationship was me trying to help her, and then her telling me to help myself, and then it's like,
Do you have a visual on the target?
I mean, I know that it changes. I know that it's supposed to change, and that's what makes a relationship good. But I also know that it wasn't changing, and she was forcing it. It wasn't changing, and she wanted to change so badly. And that's where the things went south. I don't know, man. I wanted so badly to be there for her, and I realized that she was never there for me. She was always forcing me to do something for her, not giving me any money, even though I was taking care of the kids and I was cooking food. And I was buying food for the house and stuff like that, and that's all we got. That's all we ever got, because we would go out to the bar, the same bar, every single night that we ever went out. We went out one time to a different place, and maybe once or twice. And it got on my nerves. I couldn't live doing the same exact thing all the time. But I know that I couldn't stop living. I couldn't stop moving with her, you know? And she told me she wanted to move. She told me she wanted to move, but she was stuck. And I realized that she put herself there. I realized that whole time she put herself in those situations and expected it to do something good, but just because she was the person that she was.
Copy that, 10-4.
She made herself a victim in some cases, because probably she wanted to feel something, but because maybe she thought that situation would turn around because of the fact that maybe she could have some good karma, because she would do things that were amazing.
Officers
But
report a reckless driver on
I don't know, man. I really don't know. And there's nobody talking on the thing because it's all Christmas and stuff like that. The more I look back, the more I realize that I wish it was just a booty call.
Light blue, Southridge Boy.
The more that I look back, the more that I wish it was just a one-night stand, and then it didn't matter, and then that she would have met the same guy anyways because she went to the same bar as that dude, or maybe she was cheating on me the whole time with that guy. I mean, I don't know how. We were having sex every night, almost every night, but then she'd send me to the hospital because we get into an argument, and I'd say something fucked up because I don't like arguing. I'd say something stupid like fucking dragons are coming. Why are you talking about me? She'd think that I was losing it or something like that, and then she'd send me to the hospital. I really don't even know if I have schizoaffective disorder, or I just got forced into this whole lot in life because of the way that I think my parents basically forced me to be the person that they think I am. Even though I want tattoos and like I want to do stuff with my life, I want to be able to do things with my life. Maybe they see something coming, you know? Maybe they see something coming and they think that I'm not ready. Who knows? Maybe they think they see something coming because they literally, I left a year before Katrina to go to a place, and literally like a year after, like we had just literally had a hurricane, like when I left, and I was not had a hurricane. We had just had a close call, I think, when I left, and literally a year later, Katrina happens, and it's like, fuck, holy shit. And they were like, I slept through it. Like, I don't know how I slept through it, but I did. So it didn't even seem real to me, you know?
Suspect doing 50 miles per hour.
I left, or we went to Vacherie, out in the boondocks and stuff like that, in the freaking, in the sand pits and stuff. And we stayed on basically a plantation with the descendants of people who used to be slaves there.
Suspects are on the freeway. We're in pursuit.
Because they all stayed there all in the neighborhood. And also a bunch of different people that were descendants of the people who owned it. They all own it now, I think. They all share it. So, man.
Suspect eastbound west of the Cluckenbelt factory.
I want the freaking... There we go.
Officers report 505 close to the Cluckenbelt factory.
Dispatch, suspect is on a motorcycle.
10-4, copy that.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of times that I thought it would never end, and it was torturous sometimes.
Suspect eastbound on Great Ocean Highway in Mount Chiliad.
Shit. But yeah, for real, I'm glad I'm out of it. I'm glad I'm off to literally just feel better about myself. And I'm glad I stayed away from her and not tried to become friends, because I resented her. I resented her for wasting fucking 4 years of my life, and the fact that she wasted them. I wasted it. Tending after kids that weren't mine, and making a bunch of things seriously clear that I was second rate every single time, and we couldn't spend money on each other because there was just no way. She would save up money and it was just nothing. Like, there was nothing available. You know?
That hurt. Give me that
I don't
knife
even
right
think
now. What?
I don't even think she thinks that our marriage was even real. Nothing but a heartache. A lot of times I sing that song. I mean, I really do believe in those songs. I don't just sing them because they're catchy. It's just like, you don't take the things very seriously in your life once you realize that it's just a mistake, or it's just a heartbreak. Maybe she was hired by somebody to get me and into being more introspective, and or else I was gonna die or something or whatever. Or maybe my mom saw my future. Who knows? Saw my future and she didn't like it. Who knows? Or maybe another woman saw my future and she changed it. She didn't like it because... I don't know. Who knows? You know? It's just a lot of stuff, I think, that people don't really seem to get sometimes. I'm gonna go over here. The more I look at my,
Dang. Oh, shit.
the more I look at my life and the things that I've actually accomplished, the more that I realize that my marriage was not even something on that radar, you know. It wasn't something on my radar. It was something that happened, but it wasn't momentous, and maybe that's what I wanted more than anything else. I wanted to be able to create a moment that I'd be able to appreciate for the rest of my life. And I guess I took that away from myself by just getting the license and then doing it in front of the justice of the peace. I wanted to have a party, and I didn't even invite anyone. So just think about that, I guess. That's what I think about. Maybe I hated the fact that we didn't have enough money, and I needed to make a career for myself. And no matter what things I get into in the future, I needed to make a career, a basis for me to be able to make money on my own, to be able to get financial freedom. And that's where my art came in, or my art comes in. I need it to happen. And I guess it's not gonna happen when I need it. It's gonna happen when I'm artistically fulfilled, I guess. But I'm pretty fulfilled right now. I have some pretty awesome artwork that I wanted to show people. But those aren't, that behind me isn't artwork. That's stuff I got from different things. That was my first the purple thing right there. That's my first. That was my first whatchamacallit, my first Voodoo Fest. It was really tight. It was really cool, and I really liked it. I don't know. I just
Screwed it. Bitch ass bullshit.
I don't know. I think that for the life of me, I couldn't
Man, fuck this shit.
I cannot remember what made me think that I was wise and I'd never compromise. Alright, here we go. Tight.
Citizens reporting a vehicle explosion south of, the O'Neill Farm.
The more I think about stuff, the more I realize I'm wrong. The more I realize I'm a douchebag for expecting so much. The more I realize I'm in the wrong sometimes. But I'm not in the wrong, I guess, in the sense of law or anything like that. And that's all I should think about, I guess. Maybe she was unfulfilled. Maybe she felt like she was out of touch with me, and maybe that's the reason. Maybe she was feeling exactly the same as me. Exactly the same as, like, maybe she was. That's the reason why she was making those jokes, is to try to feel out my sense of humor and see who I was as a person. And maybe I gave her nothing. Maybe I was that person. Maybe I was that person that she just despised and thought that. Or maybe she just thought that I cared more about what she had to do, even though she was forced into that life of believing in all that other stuff and thinking about a whole bunch of different stuff. And I mean, you'd think she would just try to throw it all away, but I guess she doesn't, because it's the only thing she's ever known. So maybe she tried and thought that maybe somehow I would be the reason why she just gave up and moved or something. Maybe she just was investing her time otherwise, and I'm just like, you told me we would leave. You told me you were going to take your kids, and that didn't happen, and that the relationship should have ended, if not a booty call, then immediately there, because she told me immediately that she was not just full of shit, that she was a victim, and I shouldn't have kept on going with the relationship. But I mean, if she, I act like I'm fucking insensitive bastard sometimes, but I'm not all the way that. Maybe that's the reason why. Like, maybe she just felt like she wasn't being fulfilled, and that's the reason why she went somewhere else.
Son of a bitch has entered the freeway.
Acknowledged.
Maybe she just felt like she was missing something, and maybe that she thought that something was with someone else. I'm not gonna blame anyone anymore, I don't think. I'm not gonna try to blame anyone anymore, I don't think. So, and I'm not gonna blame myself either, because the more I blame myself, the more I start blaming other people. It was just a relationship that went sour. It was just a relationship that went wrong, and the fact that it went wrong was the reason why
We have a visual. Moving in.
why I just walked off and never argued with her ever again. It was just something that wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Suspect southbound on
and she says that she spent so much money and all that other different stuff, but she did the exact same thing that her freaking husband did to her. She wound up doing that exact same thing to me.
Man, I'm sorry, fool.
And the more I think about it, the more she...
Dispatch, suspect
the
located.
more she deserves more than that from anyone else. I guess. I mean... I wish her well. And I hope she finds happiness somewhere along those lines. I really do. And not from any like forcible relationship with Jesus do I ever think that anyone deserves to be anyone at all, I guess. Or anything more than just human, I guess. Or anything more than, I don't know. I'm just spitballing, I guess. I really do. I just guess. And that's where it all comes out. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't even believe that he was a real thing. I believe that there was probably a group of people that were like Jesus or had the same values as him, and that's like the person that they thought was the rock star of the group was basically Jesus. And they probably had sex with a bunch of different women to try to make their thing known. And in the times of the Roman Catholic Church, they were basically terrorists. Because they were going against a religion that basically forced everyone into slavery and decidedly used slavery as an excuse to keep the breeding patterns going of different people and stuff like that. Even though they know they didn't just come from Africa or they just come from other places. We didn't come from this earth. We climbed out of this earth, or out of the water, to be able to walk on land. We didn't all come from this earth. We just landed here, and probably a meteorite that landed in the ocean, and then built a tsunami that froze and took out the dinosaurs. And basically, you know what? I think that there's going to be a lot more land being made. Like because of all these natural disasters happening and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot more land. And they're going to realize the reasons why, the oceans will eventually rise. That's something that's always going to happen, though. That's something that they need to know. It's always going to happen. Like, no matter what you do, it's always going to do that. It has nothing to do with whatever car you drive. It has nothing to do with it. It's always going to do that. It's always going to do that. Always. It has no direct correlation between what carbon dioxide or oxides are in the atmosphere. There's more hydrogen in the entire universe, on the entire planet, that could literally set every single thing on fire. It could even could be the fact that there's methane inside of the icebergs, and that's probably the reasons why they're breaking off most of the time. It probably isn't have anything to do with global warming at all. Global warming will happen, though. Like, it's going to happen. Nothing's going to change that. You may think that we are a direct correlation between our land, but if you think about it, we basically don't have basic, what's the word? The most we could ever do over the course of a year is make a pothole sink lower into the ground. That's about 27,000 cars going on in a day. No matter if it's the same car or a different car. Okay? Think about it like that. Within correlations of that stuff can't happen. Like, that stuff can't happen because of us. We're not... Oh, man. You can't tell people that what they want to know, because it's the motion of our planet. That's what's breaking apart the ice. A lot of times it has to do with motion. And the fact that we're moving at all is probably the reason why anything is breaking apart at all. Or even coming south, because it's moving toward the equinox of our spin. The path of least resistance, and that's closer to the equator. That's basically the reasons why a lot of things are happening at all. The reason why we have any sort of anything. If our rotation stopped, then we would have. If our rotation stopped, if we kept orbiting the sun, but our rotation just like stopped, if we kept orbiting them around the sun, but our rotation stopped, like all that other different stuff, like all our spinning and stuff like that, and we just like got landlocked, all that shit that's happening and going on would immediately stop. All the tornadoes, the ice ages, all that other shit, it would stop immediately. Like, that's the reason why it's all happening. But you don't want to stop it, because if we become landlocked with the sun, then one side becomes really hot and one side becomes really cold. It has a lot to do with how much night we have. It has a lot to do with how much sunlight we have, and it has a lot to do with how much thermal energy we create, and radiation as well. Oh, and I'm gonna put that camera up a little bit. But that's basically the reason why I constantly go into other different subjects, because my life is in shambles. But I know that if I go out and start like constantly thinking about stuff, the more I'm gonna want to I'm gonna want to try to fix it immediately. It's just the way I am. The more that I'm gonna want to fix the fact that I'm single, or fix the fact that I just don't have anyone to lay next to at night. And I don't want to do that, because I know that it'll only be a temporary band-aid on a permanent problem or a permanent wound. I don't think that I'm better than anyone. I don't think that I'm better than anyone at any point. I mean, obviously I still have the same situation in my life, but I'm not worse off, you know. I don't have debt a lot. About $5,000 in student loans. I got pretty good credit. I'm getting that worked on. Probably have great credit afterwards. I want to buy a house eventually, and a car. And I think that art and investing will help me do that. And my website and all the other different stuff. There's a car alarm.
Hey, my car!
But hey, the more you look into your life and the more you see Alright. The more you see the life that you make, the more you look into the life that you create. The more you look in the ideas of your life and see the biggest stuff that you could possibly ever make, like freaking awesome things. really awesome things. Really awesome, cool things that would just be the best thing that ever happened to you. You see it in life, and you see it happen, and eventually you'll realize your goals. And I'll realize my goals. And we'll all have realization of goals, and we'll be freaking happy again.
What's your 20? Come in.
LSPD, come to a stop immediately.
1033, emergency tow. Vehicle trapped on the train tracks. Please hurry.
Oh, shit.
Fuck you!
So remember, you're only as good as the credit you give yourself. And if you don't give yourself any credit, then you'll fucking fail a lot. You'll fail a lot, and it'll be really sad.
Come on, start! Oh my god! Come on, start! Oh my god!
Oh shit. Awesome. I'm gonna retry.
Hammer down. We need a car cleared from the train tracks.
Slow down.
I think that most times I'm available. Like, I mean, email me if you ever get the chance.
Oh, man.
My email is, if you ever want to talk and think about your life, you know, I'm at joebombsquad87's at gmail.com. joebombsquad87's 64 at gmail.com. So there's that. Things seem lonely sometimes, but it's only because I made them that way. So
Come on, start! Oh my god! Come on, start! Oh my god!
oh, shoots and ladders. Retry it. I'm gonna get some Coca-Cola.
1033, 1033. Broken down car on train tracks needs immediate assistance.
But yeah, I'm gonna do it with my art. I'm gonna be able to give myself therapy and realize my potential with my art and become more goal-oriented. And that's hopefully something that will create a better self-sustaining ecosystem for me to be able to have my my better situation on the horizon. And hopefully that makes something happen for me. So be yourself, and always buy my t-shirts once I make them. They'll be really cool. They really will. It'll be really awesome. So alright, and I'm gonna see if I can save this car and stop talking about other stuff, and hopefully I can.
Oh my god! was not fun. Is there a repair shop here you can drop me at? I don't know what my husband would have done if something happened to that car. He loves it more than me. You go from making love every day to
How do you
missionary
do
once
that?
a week to reluctant oral on birthdays. What I'd give for a time machine. You married?
No, but you really selling it to me.
He spends most nights out in the garage working on that car.
Shit, he didn't do a very good job at it.
Exactly. He's buffing something else, isn't he? Changing his own oil. How does... There's an old sock he keeps under the driver's seat. You could literally snap it into.
Alright, so
And we officially crossed the line.
I forgot
into
how to
too
do
much
this.
information.
I'm sorry, I'm ranting again.
Alright. We're goodsies. Yeah, I don't care about this. So, man, just thinking about a lot of stuff. There are a lot of ways to become your own hero, and there are a lot of ways to be able to realize that you shouldn't blame people just because they're going through something hard in their life, and you seem to be going by the wayside because they're basically trying to figure out a problem. But realize if that problem becomes too much, then I mean you should ask for more time or for some space. Just say that you need space, and don't walk off or do like I did, because I only did it because I had had enough, and I had had enough of her trying to figure out her own self by leaving me seriously by the wayside, and she told me it wasn't going to work out, and I believed her. So I just realized it wasn't going to work out, and she was right about that. I was not right about the whole thing. I was wrong, and I shouldn't have wasted her time either. So, but of course she probably lied to my family and told them that she was worried about me
We need to move
and
it
stuff like
along.
that. So.
Ah, shit! Thank you. Hopefully I can get this fixed before he finds out.
Cool. It's raining. Alright, so that's me. That's the end of my stuff. So just realize it. And if you ever seriously consider the fact that you're worth something, keep on thinking that, because you're worth being paid attention to yourself. Be yourself and realize your goals. I want to realize my goals too, and I have a lot of stuff that I have to do. I have to call my mom and see if she can bring me to get something scanned, some stuff scanned, or maybe just me go there and get money because I'm on disability, and I need to make a career for myself in order to be able to be stable. and hopefully get advertising revenues. It'll be fun. But also I'm going to do stuff for art, and that's the only thing that I'm going to do. So,
Watch
have
it
a good day.
point. Command.